Greetings, welcome to Toxic Dragon server. This is our land server that my wife and I made together. We made this big, giant, awesome marble house in a super flat Mystcraft age that we were like, we are never going to fill all these rooms with cool stuff, and it turns out we actually almost totally did. There's a lot of mods on this server. It's actually a Direwolf20 mod pack with some extra ones we added. This is the first room we made that ended up being, it's like our manual crafting room that's pretty much obsolete now for the most part. We can request stuff into this chest. It's just a generic crafting area, kind of boring. This is our auto sorting chest. If we have anything you don't want, you throw it in there and it puts it into the system. It's also where all our other stuff goes through, and that goes through this room, which sorts her stuff in here. It's Psycraft crystal stuff, and it'll automatically macerate or pulverize and smelt all the ores, and everything else goes through. It'll also handle the excess stuff. If you're familiar with what is it, thermal expansion, has extra stuff from the ores, it'll handle that appropriately, either sending it on or putting it back in the crusher or whatever, and just kick it into the system, which all goes into the basement. I'll show you. This is part of the auto crafting system. Anything that needs to be crafted using machines is done right here, and here's the rest of it. And you can request things at these blue pipes. There's one in the other room, one here, and it'll oh, there goes some now. It's automatically making probably bog earth for the peat farms outside. This is all the stuff we can automatically craft, and here's the rest of it on this side. Turns out we didn't quite use all of it yet. The rest of the stuff that gets sorted goes into these two hallways, and these are all barrels from factorization, and it'll run past all of them with red power tubes, and hopefully, ideally, put them into the correct barrel, and then all that's on the crafting system. You could probably actually see through the wall. I'll make her fix this. Yeah, that stuff. Alright. This is the one room we didn't actually finish. I was going to make it some sort of bedroom thing, but didn't get around to that yet. Our farms, both automated and otherwise, are out here. This is where our rubber farm was, and Tox did pretty much all of this and made it pretty with the Zicorium blocks. There's our sugarcane farm, our you can see we do everything to excess. This is our 1,000 carrots farm. This is actually her idea, which is pretty cool. It's one of her builds. It's a automatic, but not a forestry cactus farm. Why is that not going in there? But it chops off the tops of the cactus as they grow and tosses them in the water, which flows them into the transposers, which puts it into the sorting system, actually. Here's some, what is this? Flax for... This is going to be a really long video. Flax, red stuff, netherwort. These are our automated forestry farms. This is just regular oak wood, so we have all the wood we could ever need. And our 3 peat farms, which I'll show you why we need that later. This is our mob drop. It was blazes. We had way more blazes than we needed, though. It's using the soul shard mod. Why aren't those being picked up? Oh no, they're gone. They're gone. And the soul shard mod makes it so if you kill mobs not with the right player, it still drops stuff. So we're getting lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff. This one is fun. I decided I needed more feathers, was it, for Thaumcraft, and so these chickens hatch eggs, which get sucked into a deployer, which fires the eggs into this little chamber of chicken immolation, and it'll fire eggs for 10 minutes, and then wait 20 minutes, and then light them on fire. And they will die and give us cooked chicken meat and eggs and feathers, which all go into the sorting system, which I can show you soon, if I can get Dash to work. Okay. Upstairs over here, you can see that lovely stairway, but I also have an elevator. This is the Thaumcraft room. Thaumcraft is very fun. I did pretty much all the Thaumcraft research. and you can research lots of different things with the table, and I can request things up here for the research or for the aspects. You throw them in the crucible. Here's my fancy little dudes that fill my crucible and pull out the extra stuff. Maybe we can make some stuff. If I have some dirt here. And that's too much. That's okay. And they will refill the water, take the dirt essence I just made, and put it in a jar. And I can use that to do cool stuff. Yeah, anyway. I can request stuff to there, and this is our furnace because I needed chicken nuggets, and so I made a furnace in the attic just for chicken nuggets. He's special. Anyway, the attic doesn't have much in it. We stick our extra barrels up here that we're not going to need on the system because, like, if we have way too much of it or it's useless. Not much we did with the attic. That's the other thing that I was going to put more walls up here and make it look more like a storage area, but that's okay. The other upstairs tower has our enchanting table and a cute little table that we made with microblocks. And this is our Miscraft linking book writing, or descriptive book writing thing. The only thing we creatived into this world, other than fixing bugs and stuff, is the notebook, so we could write the Miscraft pages we wanted. Probably won't do that next game we do, though. Maybe. We'll see. Oh, this room's awesome. We decided we needed a fountain, and since we already took up the courtyard, which I'll show you later, we made an awesome fountain on this side of the room. It's very pretty. Yes. Awesome fountain. And on this side of the house, outside, we have wall of tree taps. We discovered you actually can move tree taps with portal gun again, so Tox decided we needed all the rubber in the world conveniently positioned for our enjoyment. We had tree breeding over here. These are automated forestry bees, and we stopped breeding the trees because we thought it might be lagging even more than it already is. Over here we have, this is more actually auto crafting for industrial craft stuff, like carbon plates. You request carbon plates, it'll pull out up to 32 instantly and then replenish the stock, stuff like that. This is a force field. It's also running off power. It's being auto-fed, the force field stuff, which we have a metric ton of, and that's going faster. We never really used force fields before. This is my first use of force fields, and it keeps a nice handy little turn off force field field around the reactor, which I'm probably not running right now. And that fills up these, and as they fill up, the lights turn on, and this is our mass fabricator making UU matter, and it's being provided with scrap. If it doesn't have scrap in it, it'll shut off. That's what this thing up here is, and it'll wait for more scrap to come so it doesn't waste energy. And if there's not a backlog of scrap, which there probably currently is, then these will fill up, and so that we get to use the cool lights. So you can tell at a glance how much power we have. This is the Railcraft making stuff room. You can actually automatically, or it's automatically producing coal coke and creosote, because why not? It's in the barrels over there you may have seen, and then we can make steel over here. And we had it, I think it was at one point requesting, oh, we still can. We can request steel. Up to 32. Yeah, we had a Steve's cart running at one point, but it wasn't cool. So I'll show you the frame machine we're currently using. We had quarries in another world. This is our laser room. We decided 3 lasers was insufficient, so we have 7 lasers powering the assembly table. This is another room. This is where the bees are actually coming in. They're automatically pulling the bee supplies, spitting them up in the centrifuge, and spitting them into the sorting system. And you can do other bee-related stuff in here too. Auto-feeding that honey. What is everything? This is how we make the thermal expansion cables and liquid ducts. This used to be our manual industrial craft room, but since we have everything automatically going now, it's pretty boring. It's just got the charging benches, and this will auto produce water cells. It's prioritizing beeswax water cells, actually. That switch turns off the scrap in the basement, actually. And that's pretty much this floor. This goes upstairs and out back, which is actually really cool looking. That goes around to the farms, and that windmill in the distance is powering... Yes, windmills. Not nearly as cool as solar power. They're totally a waste for how hard they are to make, in my opinion. Unless I'm doing it terribly wrong. I am doing the transformer thing. Anyway, it's powering the sorting room along with a solar panel, and that's all it's doing. These 9 solar panels down there, I'm about to show you the basement. It's our crawl space, actually. I requested she make it smaller than our normal basements. Come on through. And this is where all of our piping and stuff goes. That's the bottom of the sorting system. You can see stuff going over to the factorization stuff. There's also stairs over in the towers just for fun. This is the auto crafting. What else was I going to show you guys down here? This is under the farms. Auto supplying peat to the peat bogs. And pulling lots and lots of bones. Maybe some occasional chicken meat and feathers. And, oh yeah, my baby. I totally forgot. We decided to use, instead of industrial craft for most of it, we're using thermal expansion, which means engines. And we're using railcraft for steam. And we're running 6 industrial steam engines, which are powering basically everything in the house, the sorting system, and the manual system, and anything else that requires power, which you can see from all the power conduits. It's a lot of fun, and that's why we need 3 peat farms, so we can feed. That's the room I didn't show you guys. It's way cleaner looking now. Stupid laggy doors. This is a high-pressure boiler feeding 6 industrial steam engines and being auto-supplied with peat, which it goes through at a pretty good clip. And took quite a bit of our backlog of peat when we decided to up it to high pressure when we were building the system down there. So we had to add a 3rd peat bog on, but I think we have quite an excess now. This is where we make our scrap right here for the UU matter for various purposes, and we should have a backlog of scrap now. Oh yeah, not too terribly much. There's some. We have multiple sources of water. This is filling the tin, or yeah, the water capsules for the peat. This is automatically charging batteries, pulling depleted ones out of the ender chest system there. That's pretty much the house. Did I miss anything? Except for outside. Next I'm going to show you how we're automatically providing our resources. And we tried the Steve's cards. We dug a lot manually. We did make a rich resources world. I guess I could show outdoors. I'll save that for last. I'm looking at the floor so you can't see our cool stuff. And this is our... probably going to lag a bit. This is... oh, goody. Portals like to mess up. The other portal is on the frame machine, and I hope it's working. There we go. This is our frame machine. It's our hot rod frame machine. We covered it in ruby panels, because why not? What else are we going to do with 50 million rubies? We actually didn't have enough when we first made it, but we've since gotten quite a few with this lovely frame machine. It's crashed multiple times, and we've had to repair it, but... and by I mean literally crashed into the wall and messed up a bunch of the frames and had to be rebuilt. It will, if you've never seen frames before, it will do nothing. Go. Okay. We had it running actually on a computer craft, like the chicken immolating device, but it wasn't working properly, so we set it up with just logic gates. It slides that one forwards and digs. There's a bunch of block breakers you can't see because of the cool ruby panels, and they eat the layer in front of it, and then it pushes the whole machine forward. That's what that one does, is it actually drags the whole machine forwards. There it goes. And it sets a... oh yeah, this is a charge world. This is our dense ores world, as you can tell by the dense ores. Sets its counter up by 1, and when it hits 6, it drops a torch, 2 torches, and also ticks the battery to pull out batteries and put it in the thing which powers this whole contraption. And then it resets. So every 6 digs, it repowers itself and drops torches so that we can walk along the tunnel if we so choose, since it does have the portal on it. Yep, and that's pretty much everything. This has turned out to be quite a bit longer than I thought. I'm going to turn this off. Oh yeah, it's putting it in the ender chest back at home. Maybe if we get back quick enough we can see it. And it actually does dump it in this crystal chest. There it goes. There's some cool stuff, and it sucks it in and sorts it. And it'll macerate all the ores and smelt them, and all the rest of the junk just kind of goes along into the various stuff. What do you call it? Barrels. And last but not least, we have some more cool decorations outside. There's these Thaumcraft trees. These are actually not decorative. We had to plant them here, because if you can see the aura in the bottom left, there was actually no aura in this chunk. There's aura in any direction, but there didn't happen to be any here, so she spent quite a bit of time chopping down the silverwood trees to get me some silverwood saplings, so that we could have aura in our house for Thaumcraft. Did you actually get a good look at the whole house? It's pretty huge and awesome looking. This is Toxie's bush. It's a heart-shaped bush. It's actually quite well done. If you stand in the right position, it looks like a lovely heart. And here's a ducky bush. Quacky the lovable duckling. That, in case you can't tell, it's very clearly, I don't know how you wouldn't be able to see it, but it's very clearly a unicorn rearing up on its hind legs. And it's quite epically crafted. So you should see that and be in awe. And this is a flower, or specifically a rose. That one turned out pretty well. And in case you're not a Final Fantasy fan, this is very clearly a giant cactuar statue out in our courtyard, because every courtyard, no house is complete without a giant emerald cactuar statue. And that pretty much wraps it up. I can use my spiffy little jetpack here to give you a last view of our freaking gigantic, awesome marble mansion crafting stuff with statues and bushes and all kinds of cool stuff. You can see into my Thaumcraft room from here, which is probably one of my favorite rooms. And I hope you liked the video, and I may do another one at some point in our next world. If you hear clicking in the background, that's Toxie planning our next world. We could have a castle again, as our very first world was a castle. We've done several houses, each one cooler than the last, and we're going to take another swing at a castle and see how awesome we can make that. So, GG. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.